excited, all hipsters, all smart, all drugged. It's nice to see y'all. Stoned people in the audience, that happens. How many people are stoned right now? Are you like dealers? What is this? How many people are drunk? I prefer stoned people to drunk people because when the heckle comes out of a stoned person, when you ask them what they say, they can't recall. It's like some DVR thing happened. I am really happy to be here. I'm honored you guys all came to this thing. It's a beautiful space, but enough about my penis. Sorry, I started with a penis joke. I apologize. I don't want to talk about my dick too much because I don't want to give him a big head. Now, see, let me tell you where that comes from. I'm on a plane and I write down a joke to make people laugh because the world is so screwed up and I can't watch the news. It's upsetting me. I'd rather just talk about everything below my belt and everything's just fine. People just laugh. But if I'm on a plane and I'm writing, I don't want to give my dick a big head, and there's a guy next to me, but he's not looking at my face, and he looks at the table, and he sees dick, big head, he's scared. He's fucking scared. What's next to him? And then he sees it's me, and then he doesn't know what to make of it because he only knows that I was a dad on a show. And that fucking show won't go away. It was Full House, now it's Fuller House. One day it's gonna be Fullest House. It's just gonna be me in an urn on the window. It's amazing, and it's an honor. I'll get the big elephant out of the room. I'm not gonna talk about that show the whole time, but it's the #1 show in the world. I don't know, well, I don't know if that's true. I'm just making it up. But I knew it was popular years ago because John Stamos, by the way, I have never had sex with him where he orgasmed. I tried so hard. Please, Uncle Jesse, please finish, please. Back in the day when he had the mullet, it was just easy. I could ride him anywhere, you know? Oh, whatever, like you didn't think it happened. It's a really nice way to start. But we knew we were popular. He and I were one time, or he and I, or he and me? What do you say? He and I. Who gives a shit? Grammar's bullshit. So Stamos and I were on Main Street in Disneyland, and Winnie the Pooh was standing next to us. The Winnie the Pooh. And he's right there, and he's like angry. He's all mad. He's all winnied out. And John and I are there, and little kids are coming over, and they're just getting our autographs, and they're ignoring Winnie the Pooh. And I knew it. I said, John, look, we're bigger than Pooh. That's a bigger laugh than that. That's okay. I respect you people because you're smart, and you are, and you know you are, and that's what I like about you. You're arrogant little fuckers. And I appreciate that, because I'm arrogant. No, I'm not. I'm a really good person. But I don't want to offend people. I was doing a show, you know, because there's a duality. I do many different things. I love entertaining families. That sounds so creepy. I do kid parties. I love entertaining children. But I really do love making people laugh because they need it really bad right now. So I've been hitting stand-up hard because it just feels so good to make people feel good. And you can hear the laughter. It comes out in the sound of queefing or whatever the hell. I don't think that's any points on words with friends, by the way. I've tried. It's a big word, but you say big words in Brooklyn. That's what happens here. You gotta talk smart, because you're all hipsters. I know what's going on here. I've played here before, and I had a good time. Got 9 people pregnant, that's why I came back. Just wanna make some support payments, and that's the story of how I met your mother. See, I'm known, it's weird, because it's like a pop culture thing to be in this Big Bird suit that I'm in. So people yell out, Full House, you know, they yell that out, and someone will yell out, Entourage, you know, no matter where I go, everywhere you look, there's a hand to hold on to. But that's a creepy song, that's Stranger Danger. But some people get disappointed. Like one young lady was sitting in the audience at a show a few weeks ago. This really happened, and it was a few weeks ago. And she said, oh my God, I wanted you to be Danny Tanner. Why aren't you acting like Danny Tanner? And I'm like, what do you want me to do, dust bust? I mean, like hug people, have a cardigan sweater, do the reach around? I don't know. Another girl said, you're not dirty enough. So I pissed on her, and she liked it. And the VHS tape is climbing up the charts in Russia. It's doing really, really well, like a bullet. But I've had so many relationships. I'm 60 now. I turned 60, me. You're either cheering because you think I'm gonna die soon, or I'm a DILF. That could be the other option. I'll go with B. But, I mean, I don't even know what sex is anymore. I'm so confused. You know, first base used to be what? Handshake or what? Or a kiss? What was first base? What is it? A kiss? No, because I'm 60, it was a handshake. What I believe first base now is, it's anal sex in front of a jet engine. That's what I think it is. And then you end, fifth base is a handshake. Thank you so much. That anal sex in front of the jet engine was Awesome, thank you. And I got a woman now. I got a woman. I'm dating a woman. That's right, she's grown up. You shut up. That's called great audience work. Don't do that. Don't just tell people to shut up. You had something to say. You have a right to say it. What were you saying? That's what you said. He's stoned because he went, hey, Bob, the first time. And then when I said, what'd you say? He couldn't remember because he's stoned. So he heckled back with, woo, because he's in the backwoods. He lives in the woods. I can see you from here. You got a pretty mouth. What's your name, bro? You can talk to me. I was on the video show. Talk to me.
Jake.
Jake, that's a cool name.
Thank you.
All right, take care. I mean, what else do I want to know about him? He's stoned, he's here, he's in the back. But I got a woman now. I've been divorced 20 years. I have a great ex-wife. She's a great mama, baby mama, and she's a good person. Can't say anything mean about her unless you have an extra 40 minutes. And that's a joke. She's actually wonderful, and that's nice when you can be friends. Anybody divorced here? No, because you're 12. And that's why I like it, because it makes me feel like I'm doing something dirty. No, I don't want to be dirty. I want to be pure. I do. I want to make people feel good. I want to feel them around, put my pinky in their butt, you know. If somebody's choking, you give them the Heimlich maneuver, right? Anybody know how to do the Heimlich maneuver? See, it's important to know that. I don't know that. I came up with the Heinelich maneuver. If somebody's choking, I put my tongue in their butt and they throw up everything. And then I throw up, everybody throws up, and we're all healthy. It's purging. But you know, you go out and you want to make people laugh, and that's like the most important thing is not to feel the pain of our lives right now. And that's what my dad imparted upon me, and he never touched me. And we lost him, but we found him. He was behind the shed. But I learned about everything late. So I learned about the facts of life when I was 9. Do you guys know how babies are born? I don't want to do a spoiler alert for anybody. Anybody learned about how babies are born before 9 years old? Good, good. You had appropriate parents. This is what happened to me. I was 9 years old. I was sitting in front of my house in Norfolk, Virginia. I got my sister there. Are you from Norfolk? No, you ain't. We don't drink, we don't smoke, Norfolk, right? You would know that. It's a Navy town. That's cool that you're from there. Jake, is that you? Are you from Norfolk? I don't care. Your roommate's from Norfolk?
Yeah.
Is your roommate in the Navy?
No.
Ah. I'm a master of crowd work. They call it crowd work. It's like, or I'll tell like a stupid joke and then somebody will go, ba-dum-bump. I'm like, you know what, fuck you. You didn't try to do a joke. I was trying to make people laugh, so they're stupid. They were always stupid. My dad made me stupid. So here's how it happened. So I'm sitting in front of my house in Norfolk, Virginia. I got my sister there. Next to her is my cousin Brenda. She was 10, I was 9. She's still a year older than me, really cool. And she's sitting there in a tennis skirt with no underwear on. And I'm like looking, I'm just looking. I'm 9, I'm interested. I'm looking in, I'm like, what is that, a coin bank? What the hell is that? Do you put a quarter in that? And it's like a little copter in front of the market. It moves around, I don't know. And my sister said, Brenda, close your legs. Bobby, stop looking in there. I said, no, I want to see what's in there. And my sister goes, Mom! And then my mom runs out of the house all panicked, like something terrible's happened. And she goes, what happened? And my sister tells her Bob was looking inside and looking at the unit on the cousin. And my mother calls me in the house and then closes me in the room and locks the vault. You know, it's like crazy, got combination. And she's like, Bobby, I'm going to tell you how babies are born, okay? The man puts his penis in the woman's vagina. And I said, how does he get it through the pajamas? I said that. And I was wearing a onesie. It was sad. And then I told that on the Tonight Show. She's like, why'd you tell that? That's personal information. And stop telling people I wear a Viking helmet and tit plates and culottes. It's embarrassing. I said, people laugh, Ma. Worst thing I ever did to my mom that I can talk about was I was on the Tonight Show. I had taken my parents to Israel. And I had my mom, thank you very much, woohoo, one fan of Israel. The rest, we're being profiled and we're in danger. But my mom, I took a picture of her on a camel, and I showed it on the Tonight Show and said, this is the biggest and hairiest thing my mother has ever had between her legs. Why did you say that, Bobby? Well, it's true, Ma. Look at Dad. He's got like a pin dick. I mean, what do you want me to do? So once I found out about the facts of life, my dad was like, thinking he had a 16-year-old, but I was 9. So he was telling me jokes he should not have told me. And here's a couple of them. 9 years old, my dad just told me like dick jokes. And I'm like, why? And what happened was we just had a lot of people pass away. And that's not even funny, because they did. And so to get out of it, we did gallows humor. So my dad would just tell me dirty shit to make me feel better. And he was wrong. He made a mistake, because I was 9. I didn't know nothing at all. And now I'm all grown up and I'm on Twitter and people send me dick pics. And then I block them, so I'm a cock blocker. And let us pray. So my dad tells me a joke. My dad says, a man is accused of having sex with a sheep. And I'm like, I don't know what he's talking about. I just found out what sex is. What's the guy making, a centaur? Is he a minotaur? What's he making? You can't have sex with a sheep. And so the guy's accused, and there's a trial, and the judge says, we have a witness, his 20-year-old son, that's going to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that he did not have sex with a sheep. And they bring the kid up, and they say, what's your name? And the guy goes, Max, and that's the joke. It's an old joke. So I didn't laugh. I didn't get it. I didn't know what he was talking about. I kind of laughed at the sound of the goat, because I like Pinocchio. And you're going to be a real boy. Yeah. And then 20 years later, a friend tells me the joke, and I literally laughed for 10 minutes, because it was like, oh my God, that's what it meant? That is fucked up. What was wrong with my dad? And then he told me another one, similarly inappropriate. If you know it, don't worry about it, because people know it. Tarzan meets Jane for the first time and says, meet Tarzan, what name? She says, Jane. He says, what whole name? She says, vagina. What whole name? What is your hole's name? 30 years it took me to understand that joke. I had no fucking clue. So this, to me, I'm comfortable here. This is where I'm the most comfortable. This is like being in a living room with you people. I get to talk to you, I get to know about you. I know most of you are in rehab. I'm wishing you the best. But I mean, I get, if I'm dirty here, if I say anything that offends anybody, basically, I'm not like that in my real life. So what I'm telling you is I'm the only television father left that you can trust. That's what I'm telling you. I don't wear a cardigan sweater and have a pill dispenser and go, hey, hey, hey. I'm not doing that. Want a pudding pop? Now, Bill Cosby, I don't know if you heard about it with all that's going on. I mean, with all the politics, that's like a relief. He was one of my idols. That guy was one of my icons. And when you watch an icon fall, I mean, I used to love his work. And it's just strange. And he now claims that he is legally blind so that he cannot identify women who are saying that he molested them sexually. But if you say that, isn't that like saying that if you weren't blind, that you could identify the women that are accusing you? If I was blind, I could definitely identify women that I had sexually molested. I'd be like, oh, that's not her, Your Honor. Oh, definitely not her. That's her. I know her. That's Kathy. Oh, she's got a fever. You have to write like Sharpie pen numbers on there. But if Bill Cosby was reading Sharpie pen numbers, it would mean he could see them, which means he's not blind. I rest my case. Thank you very much. Well, that didn't deserve that, but thank you. But you just want things to be okay, especially if you have children. I have 3 beautiful children. They're all old now. They're 85, 72. I got them walkers with little tennis balls on them so they don't skid. As I said, I've been divorced for 20 years. I've had 5 girlfriends in that amount of time. I was in love with one girl for 25 years, and she's 30 now. So I went to prison. Prison's fucking great. You never know when you're gonna get nailed. It's awesome. Your butt's a fondue pot. It's just fantastic. It's not bad to be raped if you know the right people. Hey, I apologize. I don't want to offend any rapists that might be here tonight. That's an upsetting word to laugh at. But actually, I did meet a woman, and I had 5 girlfriends. I had to put them all down. And I would take like 2 years off. I would lose my mojo. I don't know what happened. I would concentrate on work and stuff and be a dad. And I said to a friend of mine, I don't know what to do. I think I lost my mojo. And he said, Bob, you got to get back up on the horse. And I said, I want a woman, bro. I do have a wonderful girlfriend now. She's a woman. She's, Well, in LA, Hollywood bullshit, it's legally it's supposed to be, you know, half your age plus 7 is appropriate for an older man to date a younger woman. But I was doing the plus 7, but I wasn't doing the half your age, so I went to prison again. And man, they went at me. I had to duct tape my butthole shut. I didn't have to, I just liked it. But this wonderful woman that I met, I'm laughing alone, I don't give a fuck. This wonderful woman I met, she's 37, she's grown up, and I wanted to buy her a nice gift. And I said, hey, I got a choice for you here. I can buy you a beautiful chest of drawers, or for the same price, I could get a vasectomy. What do you think? And maybe they don't seem to weigh out the same. And she said, let's just get the chest of drawers, Bob. And I said, okay, so I bought her this beautiful chest of drawers, and then I slammed my dick in it 1,500 times. You know, just so we both get something out of it. A friend of mine, my age, married a woman half his age plus 7. He did it correctly, and he just had a baby. And she was pregnant, and I said, may I feel the baby kick? And she said, yes, Bob, but could you do it externally this time? Because I'm very, very touchy-feely. Anybody got a baby? Anybody got a new baby? You're too young an audience to have a baby? Does your seed not work? Is this just the day after pill crowd? You just leave here and think women are cheering the day after pill. Dude, ladies, it is not just something you do. I had sex with a guy, I'm not sure about him. I think he's on meth from Moscow. I'm taking a day after. Don't do that. Unless I sell it to you and it's got my brand. That's my merch. I sell day after pill. How many people were in love? Applaud if you're in love. That's nice. The enthusiasm is deafening. We're in love. We're zombies in love. Love's important. I mean, that's why I have been through a lot of shit as a stand-up, and you don't always get love, especially if you're a beginning stand-up. For 10 years, I was pretty lonely. I had a girlfriend, and then I didn't. And then I was working like the shittiest gigs, because that's how you become a comedian. So for 10 years, I was working in really weird places. I worked in a strip club once in Anchorage. And Jay Leno recommended it. He's like, hey, you gotta go. That's my Jay Leno impression. Hey, you gotta go to... I'm a great impressionist. You gotta go to this strip club. They pay cash. Seinfeld's doing it. I'm like, okay, I'll go. What the hell? I got no life. And so this is what happened. There's a stripper on stage. And I don't remember much about it, but she's there. She's got little easy bake oven pie pans over her nether regions, which I believe is near Finland, I'm not sure. And she's got scotch taped matches over these areas, and she lights the matches on fire, and then she does a little dance in her cocaine stupor, and then she just blows herself out. And she goes, and now the comedy of Bob Saget. It's like, fucking get me high and shoot me. I did another hell gig. This one's worse. It gets worse. I was in Cleveland. Yeah. Really? Are you really from Cleveland? Yeah. Oh, wow. What's your name? Sanyo. What is it? Sanyo. Sanyo? Yes. I'm sorry, you have to leave. You're not, That's like a Don Rickles thing. I just stole from my dad. We just lost Don Rickles, by the way. Give him a round of applause. Anytime I talk to the audience and I give them a hard time, especially, and you're Sanyo? Sanyo. S-A-N-Y-O? S-A-N-U. No, I'm sorry. It's spelled S-A-N-Y-O. For the purposes of this fucking special, I'm changing the spelling of your name. I can't make fun of your name. My last name is Saget. I can't make fun of you. But it's Sanyo. That's the round pronunciation. That is the proper pronunciation. Oh, Pepe Le Pew, you are so beautiful. I was talking about Don Rickles. I loved him so much. And we lost him too soon. He was funny as hell. He wasn't mean. He would talk to an audience. He taught me that you talk to an audience, you give people a hard time, but then you do something nice to them. Like you're laughing, you're not offended yet. You will be. But when I bring you up here and strip you naked, you're not going to like it. And I hit your bare buttocks with a cat of nine tails. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to see his buttocks. I want to see his back. What? But Don, I directed in the movie Dirty Work, which is Norm Macdonald, Artie Lang movie. Where the fuck were you guys opening weekend? And Don, I wasn't that close with back then. when we did that movie, and I hadn't seen him for like a year, and I was in a restaurant, to give you an idea how funny this man was. I was in a restaurant, and Don comes over to me, we're standing in the restaurant, there's people all around, he grabs me by the head, like my head's a little coconut, and he just whispers in my ear, nobody else can hear it, "I don't miss you at all." Like 6 weeks before he lost him, I called him. I'd gotten very close with him. He was like a dad to me. And I said, "How you doing, Don?" He says, "What do I have to do to get you out of my life?" Apparently, he went too far with it. But Sanyo, you made me think of him because I attacked you for your name. But my name got made fun of. My last name's Saget, which rhymes with stuff, you know? I didn't grow up and say, hey, that's going to be my stage name. In junior high, they called me Saget the Faggot. Don't laugh. And you know what I did to stop them? I sucked their dicks. That's what I did. I sucked all their dicks. I must have sucked 500 dicks that year. I got out of gym. I got a lot out of Jim. He was my coach. One of the weirdest things I ever did was being in Cleveland, where Sanyo's from. How long did you live in Cleveland?
Just like 4 years.
4 years. You were just hiding out? It's a good place to hide out. Nobody wants to go there. Okay, I'm 24 years old. Everything bad happened at 24, doing stand-up. I'm playing a place, the Cleveland Comedy Club. This is not going to go well because this is a film special, and so people are going to hear about this. It doesn't exist anymore. It's now the parking lot of a stadium. But before it was a comedy club, literally months before, it was a chicken slaughtering house. So it's like, remove the dead chickens, bring in the comics, you know? And so there I was, and at that time, lewds were popular. Anybody ever taken a lewd? No, because they don't. You're going, yeah? They don't make them. Would you find one? You dig up an old memory box or something of your dad's little time capsule? What's your name, sir? Sai. What the fuck's going on in here? Nice to meet you, Sai. You make me want to go. So you took a lewd? Once. And did you like it? You did? I'm against it. I'm telling you people as a dad, if you're gonna buy drugs, get them from me. No, because lewds, it's like locked-in syndrome. You don't know where you are. It's like Wolf of Wall Street. It's Jonah Hill and Leo DiCaprio, and it's like, ooh, it's all slow motion. Like 1 minute seems like 20. You know, it's like sex with me. It's unbelievable. When I'm alone. So this is a true story. So the club owner at the club in Cleveland gives me 2 lewds. And I put them in my pocket, and he says, put them in your pocket because this waitress likes you. And you can give one to her, and then she'll just be unconscious, and you can do whatever you want. And I'm like, I'm not like that, dude. That's for the future. I don't do that. I'm just not like that at all. And he says, trust me. And I had to stay, not in a hotel, stayed in the comedy club owner's house upstairs in a little tiny room that had a rat in it. Anybody ever had a rat in their house? It's the worst, right? And what is your name, dear? Amelia? You had a rat in your house? I've had so many rats. I'm having rat fuck karma right now. I'm having rat trap fever. So, tell me the story, Amelia. This is gonna be too long a story. I'm right here for you. I'm right here for you. It's just you and me and all of the people. Anyway, end of the story. Is the rat gone?
No, I woke up the other day. I walked up.
Are you on a lewd? So let me tell you what happened. I'm staying at this shitty little place. I had to stay upstairs in the room with the rat. I go upstairs, and then this girl comes upstairs. And this is a true story, and it makes me feel bad. And if she's watching this, I apologize deeply from the bottom of my scrot to the back of your throat. But the thing is, I thought I wasn't gonna be blue. I'm working so hard. I really am. I'm going to classes. So what happened was I'm upstairs, she comes up, and I don't want to talk misogynistically or chauvinistically about a lady and her looks, which is a terrible thing to do. But this girl, let me tell you what she looked like. Remember Danny DeVito in that first Batman movie? He bit the head off a fish.
and she had like squid ink coming out of her mouth. She looked like that. And so she comes upstairs and she's like sitting on the bed and I'm just laying there. I got 2 ludes in my pocket and she's like, "Hi, Bob." And she's like breathing on me like mackerel and anchovies. It was like a Caesar salad with no lettuce or croutons, you know? It was just not good. And then, "I want to have sex with you." That's what you said, like smoke's coming out. And I said, "No, I can't do it." And she wouldn't stop. You know what I did? I took a lute. I roofied myself. That's the kind of man I am. And then she left because I was unconscious. And then an hour later, she comes back, and this is really offensive, so I apologize. This is gross. Her breath at this point smelled like a Slim Jim dipped in shit. And she's like, "Bob, come on, let's get..." And I just went like, no. I took the second lute. I put myself down. I wanted to be out. I didn't want to remember nothing. And I woke up in the morning, and I don't know, my butthole was burning. I think she stuck like a 4-hour Duraflame log up there just to get back at me. But you do stand up, and it's a really nice thing to do because you get to make people laugh. And we really need to laugh right now because there's so much crazy shit going on. And when, even at that time, when I was starting out, I knew that there was like a light at the end of the tunnel. And I got to meet a lot of comedians. I became friends with Rodney Dangerfield, who was someone that helped my career. And so you know him because he's funny as shit. And when I met him, he had just come out of a spa. And he was trying to clean up a little bit because he had some habits. So he was proud of them. He loved pot. He said, "I'll tell everybody about pot, man. I'm gonna smoke it the rest of my life." And I was actually in a hospital room with him the night before he had a surgical procedure, and he was smoking pot. And I said, "Rod, you gotta stop. It's kind of dangerous right now." He said, "What are you talking about, man? I don't care." I said, "No, there's an oxygen tank next to you, Rodney. We're all gonna die." So Rodney, when I first meet him, I'm in a comedy club in San Diego, and he comes in, I don't know him. And he goes, "Man, I don't know how I'm doing it. I'm supposed to be in a spa, and I'm doing no coke, no booze, no pot, no pills." And I'm like, this guy's fascinating. And then he said, "I've seen you on TV, man. You're funny, man. You got a Jew head. You know what that means? You're fucked. You're fucked. You can't stop thinking. You're doing jokes all day long. You're fucked." And I'm like, I got a new friend. Gets me. And so I knew him my whole career. And I actually officiated his funeral. And I had a pretty good set. And he had 2 beautiful kids, still does, and his widow gave me a lovely gift, and this is a true story. She gave me a box that said RD on it, and I opened it up, and there's a pot pipe in there, and that's his pot pipe, and I didn't use it because I just, I knew maybe one day I would give it to Saint-Tropez, and Sanyo, exactly. I don't know why you couldn't remember your own name. And then I look further into this little box. This is a true story. You're not going to believe it. There's a bottle of Viagra, and it says Rodney Dangerfield Viagra. That's a $2 million eBay item right there. And there was 1 pill in it that was 10 years old. People, don't take a 10-year-old Viagra. I'm telling you right now. Has anybody ever taken Viagra here? Someone said yes on television. Most people would never say a word because if they're with someone that they have sex with and they go, "Yes, I take Viagra," they go, "What the fuck? I thought those were real erections." "No, honey, I use a pipe cleaner and duct tape to make it dog-leg left." "Sir, you have taken Viagra? Where are you? Raise your hand, sir. Raise your penis." And what is your name, sir? If you say Sanyo, I'm going to shoot you in the fucking face. What is your name? Jack? That makes sense. And why? Jack, what was the occasion for the Viagra? Was it a special occasion? Was it a birthday? You can't last. This is amazing. We're on television. This is fucking awesome. Jack, you're sitting here like a jury in the OJ trial right now. You're telling a room full of people that you just can't last. That's just, and you got a little Jake Gyllenhaal in you. You got it going. Is that how you say his name? Gyllenhaal? Gyllenhaal? Is it Gyllenhaal? Don't matter. He can't get a hard on. Who gives a fuck what Jake's name is? You're a good-looking guy. You can't last. You take them right, though. You take them orally. Don't put them in the pee hole, because I call it a pee hole, by the way. It's going to be in my TED Talk. I know it's called a urethra, but she's my favorite singer, and she's retiring. So, well, here's a story that happened to me.
I had never taken a Viagra before. And so I had a bottle that said Rodney Dangerfield's Viagra with a 10-year-old pill in it. And I was in between relationships. And I was in a bar. This happened about 8 years ago, I guess. And this girl says to me, come on, let's go to your house. Let's hang. And that's what, you know, a millennial says to an older man. Let's hang. All he does is hang. He can't get it up. What am I gonna do? I feel so bad for you right now. I feel worse for your wiener. His wiener. TED Talk. So I don't know what to do. We're in the den, we're hanging out, and I needed to do something because little Bob wasn't feeling it. He looked at me like Shemp Howard from the Three Stooges. He was just going, me, 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 me. He was making noise. You don't need to know the reference or nothing. Just know that's the sound my dick made. So I run upstairs and I open a drawer and I find the Rodney Dangerfield 10-year-old Viagra, and like a moron, I took it. Don't do shit like that. I go downstairs, an hour goes by. I don't get an erection, but my eyes started to bulge out of my head. And I started to talk like him. I got no dick at all. I'm gonna put a bag over my dick in case your bag breaks. So nothing happened. And but years went by, and now that I'm 60, I went, you know, I should have a supply, I think. I mean, you're supposed to when you're older if you want to perform, and I love performing. So I actually went to my doctor. Went to a few doctors. I got my prostate checked first of all. That's what happens when you get older. Anybody ever had their prostate checked? No, because you're 12. I had it checked. Is it a bad prostate exam, doctor, if while he's giving it to you, both of his hands are on your shoulders? Is that a bad doctor? And you're looking in the mirror and he's like winking at you and saying, call me. I went to a doctor and I said, what's up? And he said, hey, take down your pants. I want to look at your penis. And I said, you're my eye doctor. I went to a real doctor and I said, I think I want Viagra. And he said, Bob, let me tell you something. The problem's not between your legs, it's between your ears. And it's true, because his testicles were in my mouth. And is that in poor taste? I actually keep my testicles in Tupperware in the freezer, and I burp them every now and then. You burp Tupperware. I put my little balls on my shoulder, and I burp them at night. My balls burp, and I put them back. This is just for me. And then I put them back in the freezer, and I freeze my balls. Freeze my balls off. Boy, you guys got weird weather. I don't know if you heard there's climate change, and I'll get back to that other story. Don't you worry, none. But it's weird because it's so cold. I was playing Winnipeg. I was doing stand-up there, and it was like -20. And this is gross as opposed to anything else I've said, but it's gonna be personal, but I'm sorry, I'm in a safe space with a bunch of cameras. And I said, I had a hemorrhoid. And it was, thanks for laughing at that, thanks. And it was so cold, it broke off and rolled down my leg like an ocean spray cranberry. And then a little fucking rabid little Canadian Winnipeg squirrel came up and just picked it up and started eating it like a fucking apple. And he looked at me like, fuck you, I'm eating your frozen fucking hemorrhoid. Stupid asshole. Fucking rabid squirrel.